Oh my God, it's 2025. We're here. We miss you all. Thank you for being here. You may notice that we have a brand new set. They finally let us out of the dungeon. A nice, picturesque white wall, finally, and with some nice lighting and stuff. Josh has done a great job with improving the set, and we're happy to be filming in this new, updated setting. Hope it'll be more inviting, and let us know what you think of the set.
Yeah.
So yeah, Eric, it's been a hot minute since we've been back here. So how are you?
I'm doing good. Well, we've seen each other a few times.
Yep. we have, yeah. We've been traveling to a lot of events together, but unfortunately we haven't been able to film content in like a while.
Yep.
So again, it's great to be back here to play some Marvel Crisis Protocol and talk about Marvel Crisis Protocol with everybody. We wanted to do this initial review sort of to give an update as far as like what we're leaning towards as far as the direction of the content for Marvel Crisis Protocol. And also just talk about the year in review. It's been a pretty ambitious year. We can talk about like how this channel started as far as the MCP content goes. And Josh is obviously branching into some other content as well. But we'll do a focus through this today specifically on the Marvel stuff today.
Yeah, and then we'll also talk about like what's to come, what videos we have on deck. We have a lot of ideas brewing, so. We want a little bit of feedback from you guys too. And just talking about some of the models that are coming out, some of the people we want to have on, stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess, do you want to start about, let's talk about the year in review and our sort of humble beginnings with this channel. So it wasn't that long ago, back in, what was it, like, was it June or July that, but one of those months, right?
Yeah, I want to say it was at the end of June.
Yeah. End of June, Josh from RSMP was looking to branch out some new content. He's been doing a lot of like miniature vignettes to different stores and stuff, but he wanted to sort of dial in like on a game finally. And you shopped around, was looking at a few different places. I think he started with Shatterpoint, but eventually that Atomic Mass game through line leads him to Marvel Crisis Protocol. And it was like, oh wow, this game is like really dope.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, well, okay, I don't know who actually. I don't really know that much about the game initially, and I would like to learn a little more. Who can I reach out to? And then once he made that intro video, I think the two of us like sort of piped up and we're just like, we're in the area. You want to talk to us?
Yeah, I think we just naturally reached out. It wasn't like nothing was scheduled. We just were like, hey, yeah, we'll help you get into the game.
Yeah, no, and Josh was very gracious and just like was like, okay, I don't know who these guys are, but like they seem to be on the level. I guess I'll lend my house. That's fine.
Yeah, and then we got that invite out to Josh's house. MJ was with us.
MJ was with us.
And who we still got to get on the channel.
We absolutely need to get MJ on the channel.
And then we just I remember we came in, I'm not going to say where, but it's the next town over. We carpooled. Mm-hmm. You drove to my house, and then we drove here. And then we just talked. I think we just shot this stuff for like 2 hours or something?
Yeah, we were just talking and just thinking about ideas. And then I think essentially kind of as a first video test run, that's when we did our initial first affiliation sort of like new box video, basically. And I think there was, it kind of surprised us like how much we just organically kind of went into it. Mm-hmm. So audience members, the peep behind the curtain, Eric and I had no script for that at all. We absolutely had nothing prepared other than just we brought up the conversation that day. We made a very rough outline on an 8x11 sheet of paper, and we just riffed it. And that is the content you see. That may be very noticeable upon first viewing or in retrospect.
I was about to say, we still don't have any script, so.
No. This is still very unscripted. Yeah. So what you're getting is what you're getting.
We have an outline now, which is helpful.
Outlines are always helpful, but I feel like it lets us color in the lines like during the actual filming itself. So yeah, so that was our first initial meeting, and we had no idea how that was going to do. But I think pretty much once the video got released, and Josh put a ton of time manually editing this, trying to figure out camera angles because we're just like two talking heads back and forth, and we weren't sure so sort of like the tempo back and forth, right, that we're talking about. I think we kind of fell into it. Like, okay, I think we did okay, guys, right?
Yeah. Well, we talk about MCP a lot.
We do.
And we both love the game, like unconditionally, I feel.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
feel like it's easy for us to kind of get into things.
That's true. Yeah, the banter that we have is very much like not too different from what we have at our local shops or on a night to night basis. So for better or for worse. But yeah, so after that, I think we started to branch out into other videos. So we tried some battle reports. Actually, the first battle reports were done by the Alive on One guys. So credit to them for like making the trek out down from Maine and New Hampshire to film like a couple of like really great like battle reports for the channel. And then also Ryan, one of our locals, sitting down with Josh also to get that first game in as well to sort of like teach Josh like like how some of the rules and interactions work, just a little taster, right, of like what this game is kind of like. And then we continued to do more affiliation breakdowns, right? So we've gone through what was it, the Shang-Chi Silver Sable box. What other boxes did we cover?
We did the Namor Bast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Box, Black Panther, Champion Bast. And then, we covered Asgard. I know the Alive on One guys came down. They did.
Yeah, so I think Stephen Borg, shout out to Stephen, came down. We filmed a couple of battle reports as well. You can see me spectacularly fail with my most played affiliation as well. But it was great. It was a very humbling experience. And isn't Spider-Man versus Spider-Foe is always like a lot of fun to watch?
Yeah, I mean that's a really tough matchup because there's a lot of keywords.
Yeah,
especially
I think he also pulled out like a great victory with New Mutants at the time, which was a new faction. Magic is now got a leadership, and you got all these sort of like it's weird because the vibe of the team is kind of like a horror movie-esque like team, like in the sense that they're running away from like all these dangers and stuff coming at them.
Yeah. I was about to say they're more of like the survivors of in the horror film, and
Yeah,
it's like a very young vibe to the team. So
yeah, I gotta check out that movie eventually as well.
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So that's that. And after the Asgard video and the battle reports, I think at that point we sort of just been attending just a lot of events, right? Was there any other content that we filmed otherwise? I think it's just been events like since then.
Yeah, I did that one Inhumans affiliation breakdown video. We want to do more of those, but
Yeah, you should talk about that. The Inhumans video, by the way. So the feedback has been great on all of our videos as far as like what they like and stuff. They like the conversations organically that are sort of happening. So I think we'll still keep those for sure. Like, I think people enjoy that sort of like talking out loud process about things, which leads into the fact that I think the Inhumans video was actually a pretty big hit. Do you want to talk about like how the idea sort of came about and like, your thought process behind it?
Yeah. So I really, as a viewer myself, like I'm on YouTube a lot, like I want to see breakdowns of affiliations, which like go beyond just like, hey, this is your leader. This is what the leadership is, because we can all read cards, right? So I kind of want to show like my experience playing with the affiliation, and then also like sort of my love of the affiliation, like what I like about it. It's got a dog in it. It's got a really cool a dog in it, Lockjaw. So I mean, like stuff like that is the reason why I pick affiliation. So I think that should have come through the video too. And going forward, I think we want to do more of affiliation breakdowns too, and bring in some of the guest speakers as well, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's getting ahead of ourselves. That's pretty much the sort of idea I had coming into the affiliation, and then we just kind of just took a shot at it and tried it out, and I've been really, really humbled by sort of the feedback I've had on that video. There's a lot of people, a lot of new Inhumans players, which is really, really humbling to me to see like people getting into the faction because of the video. And I want to see more of that in the future. I think there's a lot of fun affiliations outside of the main meta per se, right? That people should be playing.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of nuances for each affiliation and a lot of tricks that the leaderships or tactics cards bring, or this particular mesh of the affiliated models and sometimes non-affiliated models that can be explored. And it'd be good essentially, since we are blessed to have this medium of like a mat that you can physically see and with like a nice camera work, that we maybe can show off more of that stuff in real time to people. And I think people appreciate just visually seeing like, it's like, oh, if you move in this way or this character interacts in this way, like what kind of interesting effects do you get like out of that? So I think on a go forward, just in general, like if there's more stuff we can do on this mat, I think that'd be something that we can definitely like help people out with and show people.
Yeah, and just a minor comment about that. Like,
Yeah.
I was showing some of the plays that I would use in tournaments, right? And that are like, they're not super complex, but maybe they're not something someone would think about, like playing even affiliation 10 times, right? And I got a couple people to message me and just be like, "Hey, why are you sharing the secret out there?" You know? And I think that's funny. It's like, this is an open information game, and I want to see people having fun with the affiliation and knowing all the tricks and the ins and outs, the tricks and traps. Like, I think the game is more fun when you have those things. So that suffice to say, that's why I also want to do these affiliation videos, is to get these plays out there, get the next level tips out there.
I wholeheartedly agree. I think it's weird to keep things close to the chest because, like, I think the game is more interesting, right, when people are firing on all cylinders and they're able to really express agency and combos and different types of play patterns. And you just want to know what kind of tools you have on hand. There are so many times where, like, yeah, during a black belt video, I'm just like, man, if I just end up like within 3 and then giving myself that power, just even to end my activation, that's actually huge to do something or to set up something. It's so versatile in its way, and people just don't see it because sometimes you're so focused on like a very normal part of the game that you forget about how interesting this affiliation makes a situation, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's really cool. I'm so glad you did it. The feedback has been great on it. So yeah, so I would say that look forward to more of that kind of content going forward. We think that's something that you guys are asking for. It's been very helpful. And I think really to sort of like dovetail off of what Eric said is that we want the MCP content on this channel sort of to give you more confidence during your game, right? More confidence, more agency is probably the guiding principle I think we want to have like for this year going.
Yeah, and more enjoyment too, right? Like, we had a talk about this earlier today. Is that, we want people to have, if you want to play competitively, right? There's many ways to play this game, but if you want to play this game competitively, we want you to have a good time, right? So we want you to have all the tools, available to you for you to have that good time. So you finish the event and you're like, okay, that's kind of where I went wrong. Maybe I could have done this better, but you're not kicking yourself. You're not beating yourself up. So we're going to come out with a new series, and this is a series that I'm really excited to do with Jin here. Jin, what is this new series going to be called?
Okay, so the tentative title of this series will be called the Red Room Training Series. So what we would like to do is that outside of just, our affiliation breakdowns, which will cover more specific affiliation interactions, I would like to ambitiously, and we'll see how well this does, okay, because I'm trying to figure out if I'm biting off more than I can chew here. But I would like to sort of poll some players, see what kinds of portions of the game that they would like more help on. So this is everything from like, looking at crisis and looking at like, it's like, well, okay, what demands of the crisis does it ask of the squad that you're building? Deployment, how much information should I be giving away during deployment, or like what things are sort of locked in place? Practice cards or character matchups, or like in terms of like, it's like, okay, so, there's this attack type versus this defense type, or ranges or things like that. These are all things you can consider, like, let's say, during deployment or in the middle of the game. Also, when to step on the gas and when not to step on the gas, and also like trying to manage a fight or flight response, like those sort of things, like because for instance, like you'll probably see this in your own games or games at your local store. Maybe players are like it's like, oh well, I need to activate this character, otherwise they're just not going to get a turn. And sometimes that's actually not the thing you need to do, actually. And trying to like look at a game like in a more like analytical mindset than an emotional like initially. And I think that's going to help like people like be more confident in their small decisions, that even though if dice don't cooperate, I think it's important to realize that it's like the things that you have agency over, right? As far as like where you can move models, what powers you activate and whatnot, and how you react to the chaos that is Marvel Crisis Protocol, especially exploding dice. I think that's all very important for you to just feel better as a player at the end of the day. So that's what I would like to do, is like, I'd like you to be more confident in the individual decisions you're making, and you feel like you're able to like have the agency to make, see the decisions and make them, right? So that's the overall guiding North Star that I would like to go with. And I hope it works out. We're gonna try our darndest. We have this year to give it a shot. And I hope at the end we can all have you guys, not necessarily like, no one has to be like a super sweaty player, but what I would like you to do is just feel more comfortable, playing your stuff and feeling more confident, right? So yeah, that's my long diatribe of what the Red Room series is going to be about.
Well, and just to tack it on, it's going to be like an affiliation agnostic video, right? It's going to be like applicable to like pretty much people who play whatever affiliation, right?
Right. Yeah. I will try not to dive into like, it's like, this is a specific thing that, this is only for Inhumans, or web warriors. Like, it's like, not necessarily, it's like, hey, if you have this sort of archetype of model or this archetype of like, kind of like either leadership or thing, what are some things you should consider, thinking about, So it should be agnostic so that it's going to hit the most widest audience possible, just so that no matter what you're putting down, I think these fundamentals should be in consideration when you're playing your game and when you're list building, So yeah, that's the ambition. So we're gonna take a shot at it soon, just to get something small to see how people think about it. But I really need to know what you guys out there would like us to cover for that sort of series, either in the affiliation battles or the Red Room trainings that's more like agnostic of the affiliations themselves. Okay, because with that, we can figure out where we want to put our time and energy, and and maybe just by you asking questions, that's enough to prompt us to start brainstorming some things that into a topic that's tangent related, but actually ends up being very important.
Yeah, that kind of ties to what I think my takeaway from the year has been, is that my highlight of the year has actually not been doing the videos, even though I love hanging out with Jin and doing videos with Jin and Josh. It's actually been like meeting you guys, I know it sounds corny, but like having that feedback of just being like, hey, I saw this video, and just having that conversation. This was what I really liked about this video. This is what I got out of it, is a really rewarding experience for me, as someone who does these videos now. I think keeping that conversation going is really beneficial to us too. Like our videos get exponentially better when we hear back from you. Like when you guys leave a comment, we read this. Like collectively, all three of us read this, and we try our best to incorporate your comments into the videos. So I think keep those up. If you have any highlights of this video, like any even criticisms, but like highlights of this video, what you think we could have done better, or even highlights from the year. Like, if you want to go into the comments right now and just be like, this was my favorite video of the year, and post it. I think that'd be super cool. And I would love to hear from you guys.
100%. Yeah. We literally we wouldn't know where to go with this content if we weren't able to get some sort of feedback from you guys. It was very humbling also to meet people like on the road. Even when I went to Denmark for WTC, it's like, oh, here's players in, Scottish players and French players. I'm just like, there's a French player that was listening to our content. I'm just like, English is not even your first language. And I'm so humbled that you find something, valuable in the videos that we're putting out. So I'm super thankful for the feedback we've gotten. It makes everything feel more connected in this world where distance may seem immeasurable, at times, So it is really cool. Yeah, so let us know in the comments, what was your favorite videos, or what would you like to see in that case?
So we talked about some of the ideas, some of the videos we want to do. I just want to mention that those breakdown videos, which they're tentatively called the dossier videos, well, affiliation dossiers. I want to also do more battle reports. I think I'm really excited to put out more battle reports. I want to see more thematic battle reports, like in affiliated, fully affiliated teams. I want to see the Civil War, from the MCU. I want to see that team against that team, right? Like Cap's team against Steve's team. I think that would be really cool. selfishly, I want to see those on the table, but I think you guys would. We've been seeing those comments here or there that you guys want to see more thematic games. You guys want to see more battle reports. And I've been seeing online that people want to see more like iconic battles too. So yeah, I think we're not making promises, but selfishly, I am going to make a promise that I'm going to do my darnest to get some of these videos out there on the channel.
Yeah. So from my end, like unfortunately, I'm not super in depth with the lore. So you guys need to tell us what the big battles are, you know, and what's important to you.
Yeah, that's a great starting point. Yeah, tell us which like iconic either from the comments or from the comics or from the MCU. You know, whether that be television or movies, any fight you want to see, a team against team, or even like a weird mashup. If you want to see like monsters versus New Mutants, like you want to see that horror film in real life, let us know. And that gives us some direction of like, hey, this is a video we can shoot one day.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. And then should we talk about what we're looking forward to in 2026 outside of the videos?
Yeah, so outside the videos, I'm just excited to travel some more events. So that World Team Championship experience in Denmark that I went to in October really put a fire under my belly as far as like team events being like very interesting. Because, you know, there's a tendency like, you know, like in competitive singleton events that, you know, everyone sort of like starts like, you know, there's sort of a zeitgeist of like what is the best models and et cetera. And forcing a format where not everyone can have these like, you know, very well-regarded models and having to be more inventive with list building and also being able to pair people up in different matches that maybe if you have like a very bad matchup, your team can protect you from that, for instance. So like that's been really interesting. So I wanted to go to more events to do that. So I'm excited for Squad Goals happening by the Taco Truck podcast guys happening in May. I'm excited for another WTC event happening back in Copenhagen at the end of October. And if there's any other team events, I'll be happy to check them out as well. So yeah, team events are going to be like the main big things I'm looking forward to.
I think NashCon is doing a Timelines team event.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So I think that was the rumor.
Yeah. So even greater amount of restrictions. So
Like
it's like
in August.
not only is it like, you know, there's like less overlap between the teammates, but now it's an even now truncated list, right, from that document, which would be very interesting.
Yep.
I also want to give a shout out to the Alive on One guys. They've been helping us a ton. Like last year, they're also putting on a charity event on, I think, March the 15th, that weekend. So if you haven't signed up already, check it out. There might be an open slot like available if you're interested in going to that. It'll be helping, I believe, leukemia charities. And we're excited to participate. It should be a great time. A lot of great players coming out there. So if you want to check it out, please do.
Yeah, Steve runs amazing events. You know, I'm anxious to get out to that area, like Midgard Gaming and all the events from the Live on One guys.
Yep, Steve. Yeah, Brian, also the local TO that's there. Like he is the grandpapa of the Northeastern MCP scene at this point. So we always appreciate him doing a lot of work, you know, helping us out here.
Yep.
I think we also have now a bunch of. So speaking of Brian, he helps run under Wicked Dicey the. Was it Ironweld and Everwinter, which are great events. So they just got approved for being GTs now.
Wow.
Like grand tournaments. So they're actually going to get AMG prize supporting. So that'll be cool. So if you're interested in like those, they especially like acrylics, game pieces like measuring widgets and stuff like that, there's this brand new official yellow dice that they have. So like, so if you want something that's officially AMG, but not the red dice. I mean, there's an opportunity for you to get something.
I'm still trying to get the blue dice.
I know.
They're on the yellow.
The mythical blue dice.
You got to collect them all.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brian runs an amazing event. So that's huge for them.
Yep.
Yeah, and those are coming up. When is Ironweld?
Oh, geez. I have to double check the dates, unfortunately. When we do, we'll put some descriptor down below on that one.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. So those are some great events to look forward to. What else? Speakers, right? We want to get more guests on the channel as well, like who are like well known in our community or well known for playing a certain affiliation. So like if we do a affiliation dossier video, I want to get a player who's very familiar with that affiliation, because we play the game quite a bit, but we're not masters of every affiliation.
No, we can speak to things like a little bit, but even like the Apocalypse video that we did earlier with Shane. Shout out to Shane for putting in that exhaustively awesome like spreadsheet out and the slideshow presentation. Apocalypse wasn't even really out yet, and he's like, I'm just gonna dive in like 2 feet first, and we're just gonna bang out this like several hour long like breakdown of this video. Yeah. So we'll reach out to folks that seem very passionate about like any sort of affiliations to get their opinion on how things are, whether they're new or older. So it'll be fun, I think.
Yeah, that video's held up too. I got feedback. We were at Everwinter, and a player came up and said, "Hey, I saw that. I know you weren't in it, but I saw that video on the channel, and they were playing, Apocalypse, because of that video, and so the fact that it's held up before, and it came out before the guy was even out, I think is a testament to Shane's work there."
Yeah, no, great job, Shane. That was awesome. So yeah, we would like to, ideally any content we make, I know like sometimes like updates happen, crises maybe can change up. I mean, there's a new crisis pack coming down the road. We don't know how that's going to shake up everything, but we're hoping that like the dossiers, the Red Room trainings, any video that we make is going to be at least somewhat evergreen, that fundamental things that we talk about still should hopefully hold up. Yeah. And if we're wrong, hey, we're willing to be humbled and say we're wrong on that too.
Or we might be right at the time, and then turns out the meta shifts or the certain cards change and things shift around. I mean, that happens. So
yeah, and I think that's actually very exciting. That means that the game is dynamic. The developers want to shake things up quite a bit. And the levers are dialed in. It's like, okay, sometimes this type of team might be really good, but then other times this team might be very interesting then instead. So I think that's a sign of a healthy game. Yep. If there's if you're not seeing mirrors like all the time, I think. Yeah,
I'm really excited to do a video on the new Crisis coming out. Like, we're definitely going to do a video on the 10 new Crisis, maybe roll in Gladiator with that. But I think that's like, we'll wait until they come out. We'll see how they play, because I think for a video for like that, we want to put in a little bit more some gumption in there, be correct and accurate about things.
Yeah.
So it's a lot new.
It's a lot new, and there's a lot of ramifications, I think, especially since I hear it depends on like how they want to like incorporate it too. I also don't know if any of the old Crises are being rotated out as well, because sometimes that will happen when they, the last Crisis reset did actually get rid of some old Crises, and then actually bring in like a new one as well, or dramatically shift current ones so that they're actually like much different than their original iteration.
Right. There is a rumor that one Crisis that we know now is going to be going away.
So. Yeah. We'll keep our fingers crossed on that.
Well, some of us might want that Crisis, and who knows?
I have strong opinions, but that's a different topic.
Fair enough. We won't get into that. So yeah, that's exciting. I'm really excited as an Inhumans player to do a video on the 4 new Inhumans coming out, with all the 6 new tactics cards as well. Yeah, that's going to be coming out too.
Yeah, at the time of recording, everything's been spoiled, so you are just like over the moon.
My mind is just going all different places. I'm brewing all these different lists. I'm going a little bit mad, as one would say.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty warranted then. That case. Hey.
Fair. All right. Anything else you're excited about coming in here?
I mean, I think the Crisis shakeup is going to be the most interesting, so I'm going to see what the reverberations of that are going to be. Selfishly, I know there's a new Web Warriors box coming down the road with at least Spider-Man 2099, so I'm excited to see if maybe Miguel will be a much more brawly. I'm sure he's going to be a leader. I hope he's a leader.
He's got to be a leader.
Yeah, and give us a new style of Web Warriors, because right now we just have Pete and Miles, and they're both very scenario-based, so I wonder if there's going to be something more mid-rangey with that, it'd be interesting. And I think he's going to come as part of a 4-character box, so I think it's called the Spider-Verse box, so I'm wondering if the characters in the first or second movie are going to be the ones that are going to be sort of in that box,
Yeah, probably.
I would love, Noir, like, let's see, what was it?
Spider-Pig.
Spider-Ham. Yep, Spider-Ham is good. Penny Parker. Penny Parker is huge. With Marvel Rivals, he's huge right now.
Yeah.
But those guys, I like Peter Parker. I think that guy is pretty funny.
I didn't know that he existed.
Yeah. There's a bit where like there's one world that's like everyone's a car.
Wait, all right.
Yep.
All right. I don't know how that would play. Maybe he's like trained. He turns into train or
Maybe,
something.
yeah. It's like, yeah, I just want the T-Rex. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff to look forward to. More packs. I know there's a new Phoenix is coming down the road. That model looks gorgeous. You know, ton of other stuff too. Like AMG is firing on all cylinders for the models. Oh, I think Brotherhood's also getting an update too. So they would like to hopefully get a second look as well. Because I know they haven't had a new model release since the Pyro Blob Box, which has been like
It's been
a hot minute as well. So yeah. A lot of new models to look forward to, a lot of events to look forward to, and we would really like to also continue to make videos that I think is going to be very enriching for us to make, and also hopefully enriching for you guys to take part in and view. So yeah, so it's an ambitious new year, I think.
I think it's an exciting new year. I think AMG, what a fantastic couple years they've been having.
Yeah.
This company continues to impress me as a player. So I'm just really excited to see what they've got coming, you know.
Yes.
On the bed.
Absolutely agreed.
Very cool.
So before we wrap things up, I do also, again, want to give shout outs to two folks that have been helping this channel a lot as well. So Iwargame, making great Marvel Crisis Protocol mats, including this cool, I think sort of Weapon X themed, like winter, like theme.
Or Winter Guard.
Winter Guard, whatever. Yeah, but it's a great thematic ones with the pre-marked mats and whatnot. So iwargame.net, you can always get some great mats from them. If they're not in stock, I'm sure there'll be another restock soon. I'm sure.
Yeah, they always are really quick on that.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe there'll be. I'm personally hoping there's nothing on Iwargame. I'm wondering if we'll get some new mats also. Like if there's any new map layouts as well with the new Crisis changes.
Yeah, probably right. There is a key letter of the alphabet missing on these maps, A, and
Yeah.
you know, much to the chagrin of a lot of players. But maybe they will change up the shape and then add that to the map.
No pressure on In Young. We love your mats regardless of what layouts you decide to give us. The new ones are great. We hope we continue to see some new designs and current designs.
Yeah, this third map pack that they came out with, check it out. If you haven't checked it out yet, you've got to check it out because I think we've covered pretty much every sort of terrain type now, right? With Iwargames.
I also really appreciate the new desert map. So all the new Apocalypse terrain that just came out. So you have a great like map for that. So that's great. Yeah, so check them out. iwargame.net for all your Marvel Crisis Protocol pre-marked mat needs. Yeah. Also shout out to Baron of Dice. Baron of Dice can be found at baronofdice.com. And yeah, they make a lot of like so many designs for everything. Like every affiliation is covered. They also, do all other war games as well. Personally, on my side, Protocol, the team that I went with to WTC, we actually ordered a custom batch actually of Baron of Dice. Yeah, they're really nice. They did a great job. We did a nice 500 run. We gave them out as so part of WTC is the fact that you actually give little tchotchkes to other teams. So we actually decided just to do a full run of dice and give like 5 dice to each of our opponents, which they were very
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, they came out great. So good job, Baron of Dice. Thank you again for helping us out with that.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe there'll be a RSMP die in the pipeline. Who knows?
Hot, like wish listing that we're doing right now.
Yes. Magical Christmas Land on a Christmas map. So there we go.
Yeah, we gotta talk to Josh like what colors you want to see. Like I can't imagine it's just black and well, maybe it is just black and white. We'll see.
Oh, I mean, we've got a cool new layout now, so I don't know. We could do the white with another type of color. So
could be, yeah.
The infinite possibilities. Multiverse is open.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. Quantum universes are confirmed.
That's true.
So yeah, personally, I just want to say thank you for 2024, everybody. We hope to keep impressing you in 2025. Can't do this without you. We're doing this to help you guys out at the end of the day and hopefully entertain you guys in the process,
Yeah. So, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I know it sounds, you've heard this nonchalantly is please like and click and subscribe, but it really does go a long way. And, if you have any friends, hey, shoot them our way as well.
Yeah, no, this description and bell notifications definitely help. Commenting is also really important. Like I said, we really need that dialogue back and forth because we want to dial in on the things that you guys want. So please let us know what you like, what you don't like. If any ideas that you have,
Yeah, I'll probably respond to a few of those comments. I like talking with people in the comments. So.
No, I will as well. So yeah, please let us know, because we always appreciate the feedback. And also come up and say hi to us. Say hi to me, Eric, Josh, who's behind the camera as well. Just say hi. You know, we're friendly. We won't bite. I swear.
All right. Well, thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And see you
in the next video.
All right. Take care.
Perfect, dude.